This is Dr. Sheminsky, and I'm here to train you on how to care for contact lenses, hard contact lenses. What they are is they're what's called gas permeable lenses, which is they let a fair amount of oxygen to your eyes, a lot of oxygen to your eyes actually, but it's a smaller lens than a regular soft lens, and it's more rigid. So it takes about a month to get used to the feeling of that lens on your eye. Yeah. So anyway, and they're a little bit smaller than a soft lens as well. So a gas perm lens is fairly easy to tell if it's inside out or not, because it usually maintains its shape fairly very well. The lens itself, though, before you put it on, what you want to do is get it nice and moist. Okay. I should always mention, before you ever handle your contacts, you want to wash your hands, wash them thoroughly. You just don't want any bacteria getting on the lens and then getting in your eye. Okay. And then you want to give yourself a nice, get a nice workspace going. By that I mean, if you're at a sink area, you want to put a paper towel over the drain of the sink, because these have a tendency sometimes to pop right down there, and then you're stuck. So put a paper towel over there, and give yourself a nice flat area. White sink is fine, because most of these are tinted very slightly blue. Okay. So on this one, what you want to do is to clean it. Once you are taking it out at night, you want to use. There's two different solutions usually. There's a conditioning solution. Okay. And there is a separate cleaner. And the cleaner is kind of this white milky solution. You shake it up before you use it. Put a drop on the inside and on the outside. Put it on the palm of your hand. Give it about 20 seconds of back and forth motion, basically. Okay. Try not to go in it. Actually, on these you can go in circular motion. It's not going to hurt the lens. So you just get it nice and clean. And then usually what I would do is actually run it under the tap to get rid of any residual cleaner off of the lens, because this can sting your eye if it's in there. Okay. So again, I run it under the tap, and then you condition the lens. And to condition the lens, you just use this conditioning solution. So basically, it's a fairly thick, viscous solution that makes the lens feel nice and comfortable. Put it on either side of the lens, and then work it into the lens a little bit as well. Okay. And again, I would be doing this after I rinsed off that cleaning solution. Okay. Now, getting it on and off is very similar to soft lenses, in that you just got to get your eyelids out of the way to get it on. Okay. And the way you want to do that is grab your lower. If you're right-handed, I usually use my right hand to hold the lens, and I'll usually hold the lens on the index finger of my right hand and right at the tip. So you've got, and the lens always has to be, all the edges always have to be up. If it flattens up against the side of your hand, it's never going to get in your eye. Those edges always have to be up. Okay. So what you want to do is pull your lower lid down. Okay. And when you grab your lower lid, grab it with the middle finger, or maybe the index finger, or the ring finger of your dominant hand, the right hand in my case. Okay. Grab it right at the lashes and pin it to the bone right underneath. Okay. And that's going to keep the lid out of the way. And then you grab your upper lid with your middle finger of your other hand. Grab it right at the lashes and pin it to the bone up above. And see how, so if I tried to blink, I really can't if I grab it right at the lashes. But if I hold it a couple millimeters out to the side, the lids are going to get in the way. Okay. So again, you want to grab right at the lashes, pin it to the bone, right at the lashes, pin it to the bone. And then you want your eyeball to be fairly centered. Okay. You don't want it to be off to the side like this or like this. You want maximum, nice big target for you when you're putting that lens on. Okay. So I'll usually pull my lower lid down, upper lid out of the way, look straight at the mirror, always look right directly at the mirror, and then go straight on in with the lens. Okay. And then it'll pop right in place. Okay. Now on these, once you get it in, getting it out, it tends to be a little challenge. And this can be, it depends from one individual to the next. There's two ways of getting it out. One way is if you just look down, okay, you pull your lids nice and tight like this, pull out like this, and then blink tight. And sometimes that'll pop the lens out. Depends on your lid structure. Okay, my lids unfortunately don't work that way. I can't do it that way. So the way I do it, and I find this way a little bit more reliable, is I'll do the same sort of thing. I'll grab my lower lid down, upper lid out of the way, and this time when I'm grabbing the lids, I'm pressing my fingers. I'm pressing the lid against my eyeball. Okay, both in the upper and the lower lid, and then I'm pulling my lids out of the way so that they clear the lens. So the lens is in the middle, let's say, and you want to clear those lids out of above and below the lens itself. And then as you're pressing towards the eyeball, you bring them together to pop that lens off. Okay, what'll happen is that let's pretend this is a hard lens. What you're doing is you're pulling the lids out of the way and keeping them pressed against the eyeball, and then going together and using those lids to kind of pop it out. Okay, and that seems to work really well. If you're not pushing the lids down against the eyeball, then what will happen is the lens will slide underneath that lid, and then it won't pop out. So again, in this case, you really have to you pull them open wide, press towards the eyeball, and then bring them together, and it pops it out. And you want your fingers too to be pretty much evenly spaced, and the eyeball to be right in the middle of your fingers. And by evenly spaced, I mean you don't want your fingers off to the side here or off to the side here. You really want them right in the middle. You want the eyeball to be right in the middle, just like that. And again, you want to press towards the eyeball, go together, and it pops it out. Okay. So let's see. Then irritation. Now with a gas perm lens, you'll know if something's underneath that lens because you can definitely feel it. And so when that occurs, you really just need to pop it out and rinse it off and put it back in again. So I would always keep a case with you with some conditioning solution in there, just in case you ever need to take them out. Okay. And then with these lenses, you want to start out usually wearing them. Try and wear them if you can an hour the first day. Okay, and then increase. Be half an hour to an hour each day afterwards, and so it's kind of a slow build up of wearing time, but that's your best bet. And then when you come in for the follow-up visit, usually after about 2 weeks, come in wearing the lenses after you've worn them for a couple hours, so I can see how they're settling on your eyes. And I think that's pretty much it. And so as far as signs for infection, you want to watch out for any redness, irritation, or discharge. Okay, anything kind of out of the ordinary. They really should. Once you get over that adaptation period, they should feel fine. And if they start to feel uncomfortable for some reason, remove the lenses. If that doesn't solve the problem, then come in and see me, and we'll see what's going on. Okay. Thank you.